Now our original series, Project Home. Can we sue our way out of the housing crisis? A San Francisco nonprofit is trying to do exactly that.
Susie Steimle takes a closer look at why some suburban communities are being taken to court.
Sonia Traus has a plan to solve the housing crisis. She's suing the suburbs.
I bought the URL, like suethesuburbs.org also goes to our website.
Sonia is a self-proclaimed YIMBY. For those unfamiliar with the term, YIMBY is short for Yes in My Backyard. YIMBYs are usually young professionals who are pro-development. Sonia co-founded the YIMBY Party in San Francisco.
I had started organizing pro-housing renters to go to city council meetings and say we need more housing because we were in a housing shortage, and we still are.
Her organization, California Renters Legal Advocacy and Education Fund, or CARLA, has sued 9 California communities for refusing to build. Their weapon of choice? The Housing Accountability Act, which essentially boils down to this.
If a city zones for something, says, okay, you can build an apartment building here, and a developer comes and proposes something that's within the zoning, the city has to approve it.
I think Sue the Suburbs is a really poor idea. I think it's antagonistic. I think it has a bullying quality to it.
Meet Susan Kirsch, a Mill Valley resident and advocate for slow growth, or as Sonia would call her, a NIMBY. Again, for those unfamiliar, NIMBY is short for Not in My Backyard. NIMBYs are usually wealthy homeowners who fight development proposed where they live. Susan successfully fought a project that would have put a 20-unit apartment building literally in her backyard.
That project has stopped, is still stopped.
She knows what you're thinking. A white-haired lady in Marin County is fighting development, but she's challenging you to see it as more than that. To her, it's a threat to the American dream of owning a backyard, knowing your neighbors, and feeling like you have a say in what happens in your community.
What we're facing is kind of a crisis in capitalism, and that we need to be revisiting the extent to which capitalism is undermining so many of those things that we value and care for.
Do you empathize with that?
Not really.
Sonia says, if anything, NIMBYs like Susan taught her the concept of suing their way through the housing crisis. NIMBYs often use CEQA, the California Environmental Quality Act, to oppose projects and delay the building process. A UC Hastings study found 87% of CEQA lawsuits challenge development that's proposed in an existing community. Only 13% of CEQA lawsuits target rural, undeveloped areas.
I mean, we're not the ones that invented suing our way through the housing crisis, definitely. Like, if somebody wants to send that message, send it to all of those neighborhood groups that are abusing the CEQA process.
But Susan worries the YIMBY voice is really just developer dollars masquerading as activism.
NIMBYs take the rap for not wanting things in our backyard. The stronger message, I think, is that there are a lot of people who are stewards, not just of their own backyard, but of the backyards of other people.
The question is there room enough in crowded California for both? Or will lawsuits over land prevent anyone from finding common ground?
All right, so I asked Sonia, of course, what city is likely to be up next. She told me San Bruno. You might remember the Mills Park Plaza development, 425-unit complex that was up to code, would have added $10 million into the city's general fund, but the project did not go through because one city council member voted against it, and Sonia says she is going to sue them next.
Wow.
Wow. Well, the state already has mandated housing goals in place for development, so why isn't that enough?
Yeah, you've probably heard this term, RHNA goals. It's something that every community is subject to. Regional housing need allocation is what that acronym stands for. But historically in California, our cities do not meet their RHNA goals. And people like Sonia will say that the law really lacks any teeth or enforcement. And Governor Newsom has also jumped on this concept. He, as you might remember, sued the city of Huntington Beach for failing to build and has said that RHNA goals really need to be strengthened so that more housing can be built.
There you go. I think the attitudes of both sides are valid. I just think that people have to live somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's got to compromise a little bit.
Yeah, so we need somewhere for people to go.
Absolutely.
All right, Susie, thank you.
Thank you. Remember to send us your thoughts and ideas to projecthome@cbs.com, and Susie will join us again on Wednesday.